You know what you get with this channel that you don't with most any other channels? Advertisements. Whoa, stop it right there. Stop right there. I said no advertisements. Anyways, this is just jobs that I've had. Everybody had jobs and stuff like that, but I've had a few of them that are kind of weird and stuff like that, but not really weird. Some are just normal jobs that you have every other day. One of the jobs I had was a lot boy at this small little place that they sold probably like 20 or 30 cars. I can't remember getting that. I think it was in the mid 80s I think I had, but I've had all of my pay stubs from all of the jobs that I have from very first starting to now, present time, all my pay stubs. Some of them I got paid cash, and some of them I got paid, with a check. But that was my first job, was a lot boy. And I found it was a Ford Fairmont. It was an ugly ass car. It was some pills found underneath the car seat, and I never went back. Can't remember what else. What else did I work at? I had this guy come over to my house. My mom woke me up one time and told me to go help him. Or no, I was staying somewhere. He came to our house. I don't know why he came to our house. And he says, "Hey, do you want to make $10?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. Why not? Go make $10." I got in this truck. We went and hooked up a freaking trailer with a backhoe and made a turnaround in someone's drive, and I busted my ass doing that. That was just ridiculous. He gave me a sandwich and a can of pop one time during the day. I think the lady we were doing it for, $10 a day worth 8 hours of work. Anyways, then I had I was a McDonald's maintenance guy. I worked in one restaurant. Actually, this restaurant is dozed over, and they rebuilt it because there was somebody that the guy came in and killed. He kicked in the back door, the window in the back door, chased everybody downstairs, killed his pregnant girlfriend, and I don't know why they ran under the steps, and then he shot and killed her, and they could have ran. There was some door that they could have got out, I'm sure. But anyways, I was a maintenance there. And I did such a good job, the regular maintenance guy there got fired. They fired him, so they hired me full-time because it was supposed to be a part-time job. But they hired me full-time. Then I quit. I came back and I cooked. And then I quit there again. That guy that got fired, he came back as a manager. Anyways, later on. I was a garbage man. Riding on the back of a truck. Did a garbage man up, north of here, about 20 minutes north of here. I was a drywall hanger. It hurt my head. 12-foot sheets, 5/8" drywall. That freaking hurts your head when you're like 16 years old. You're on a wobbly damn ladder. It's unbelievably hard. And then you're hammering upside down and never get the crap. But I did that. That was a pain in the ass. I was a roofer. I did a bunch of roofs and stuff like that. On gas stations and 2-story houses, slate roofs. I did that. Actually, it was for a guy, and I think I see him driving a truck around here. It's his first name. It was 2 names. It was his first and last name. And now it's a different name. Instead of Don, it's Dan. I don't know why, but what else do I got here? I'm a forklift operator. I did forklift, and these aren't in order. These are pretty much in order. But I was a forklift operator. I worked at a Stanwas as a stock boy, and they trained you on forklift, and I still drive forklift, but I worked at Stanwas. It's like a home improvement store. There was a chain store around this area. I don't know how many stores there were, but they ended up going under, or they ended up closing up, going under, whatever you want to call it. I was a stock boy there. I did whatever the stock boy does: cut carpet, fence, cut keys and stupid stuff like that. What else? I was a bus boy at a Japanese restaurant. I started out as a bus boy. No, I started out as a dishwasher. Then he trained me as a bus boy. I was doing a bus boy job. I worked and then I was the cook, like a Yamato chef they call it. Well, it was a hibachi place where they have the grill in front of you. it was where they cooked in front of you and stuff. I didn't do that. I did it for people who didn't want to sit in front of it. And generally, the Japanese people that come in, they don't want to sit around a table with other people. I had to cook for them off to the side. They would sit at other like little tables and stuff like that, and I would cook the food for them. So I did that, and then I was a waiter. I was a waiter there at one time for a short time, and I didn't really care for that at all. But I worked there for like 4 years. I worked 4 hours in the morning and then 8 hours in the afternoon. We were closed for a couple hours to set up between dinner and lunch, or dinner, lunch and dinner, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. What else was there? A labeler, which I do now. I work for a company. I've been there now. Presently, I've been there for 23 years, and next year, next year will be 24 years. And I mean, we do odd jobs, all kinds of different things there. I operate forklift, I load trucks, I unload trucks. I do light maintenance on the machinery. I do maintenance on basically anything on the machines. I fix, I repair, I replace parts. Anything that basically needs done around the place, electrical work, hanging up stuff and repairing and fixing, and like carpentry and stuff like that. I do that too. But that's what I do now. But basically, we do labels for step 2. If you go into a store and you see the toys, step 2 toy, and you got the printed box, but you got the label on there, that's the color label, we put those on the boxes, thousands at a time. And I've been doing that for a long time. I was his first full-time employee, and I'm still there. What else do I got here? I was a burner at one time, and a burner I worked for a company down here that they bought steel mills, and they would tear them down, and they would load everything in a truck, and you had a torch. My dad actually got me this job, and you got a torch. It was a 3-foot cutting torch, and they spread this scrap out through a big yard. I mean, it was like 100 yards long, 100 yards wide, you know, and they would spread it out, and you had to take your torch and a magnet, and you had to cut every piece of scrap apart and separate every piece of metal on anything. On a bicycle, if you got a bike frame, you had to separate all the pieces of metal on there. Basically, it's almost all steel. So you just put that all on one pile. Unless there's cast, you had to know cast, copper, brass, stainless, aluminum, breakage, like breaker boxes and stuff. You had to split pipes. I mean, it was just a lot of smoke, dirt, heat. You worked in the sun. You worked in anything but lightning, or hail, but it wouldn't hail, you know. But you worked in the sun, the blazing sun. You're given a respirator. You had a hard hat, a shield, big leather gloves, long pants, a burning jacket, and it's 90 degrees out. Whatever the sun is out there, whatever it is in the sun, you're hotter underneath all that crap, cutting scrap up and separating the different pieces of metal on piles. And then it would come by and pick it up with a magnet and take it away, or they would come by with a front loader with a grapple on the front and take it away. It was dirty, and it was cold, and it was hot in the summer and it's cold in the winter. You know, you had to work at it, and you just had to work, and you had to keep moving, and you had to, you know, just look busy, man, I guess. And that paid $5 an hour. $5 an hour to do that job. I got a raise up to $6 an hour. I ended up leaving. I did like that job because you got to destroy stuff. You just got to cut stuff up, scrap, you know, giant water valves. I mean, they're like, you know, 3-4 foot tall. You had to split them, and you had to get all the stainless steel rings out of there and everything. You had to know all different metals. You can use a magnet, but the way your torch works, you could just, you know, you can tell by the way it cuts and stuff like that. Cast metal, sheet metal, anything, any kind of metal. Anyways, a woodworker. I was a woodworker. I made walking sticks. That's on another channel that I have. You just Google Eric Stickmaker. I don't make them for people. I haven't made one in over a year. I just have that channel up. I am in the process of making one, but the last person I made it for didn't, you know, pick it up, and it kind of bumped me out, because that was what I was always afraid of, making a stick for somebody that they would never pick it up, and then I ended up changing the name and giving it to somebody else. But I don't make them for people anymore. I just make them for myself, and I make different things, you know, like woodworking, you know, tables and little chairs and stuff like that. What else did I used to do? Yeah, it was a porter, not a drinker. No, I'm a drinker, yeah, but I don't get paid for that. I was a porter at a big Chevy dealership for a while, and my brother worked there up until this April. He passed away, and I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know how. He was 55 years old, and how I found out about that was because my boss told me that somebody that used to work with us passed away. So I got on my phone and I was looking at the obituaries for a local newspaper here, and I found out that my dad passed away that Wednesday, and nobody notified me. It was October, and then I found out. I left, and I tried to get some information and stuff, and I ended up finding out my brother died in April. So that's that. But I worked there. I got a little sidetracked there at that Chevy dealership, and I would park cars. I would park cars, go get parts at different other dealerships and stuff, and bring them here. I was a security guard for a while at a dealership too. The dealership's gone since then. You would just sit in a chair and just look out on the lot. It was at midnight, and it just one of the boringest damn jobs I ever had. Stock boy, stock shelves and stuff like that. But the porter was pretty cool. I got to work with the mechanics and if they needed help and this and that. But like I said before, I'm at where I'm at now for the past 23 years, and I like it. And it pays me very well, and he treats me very well. I treat him well. I try to do the best job I can, and I'll give you some advice that my dad told me. And I tell my son the same thing. He says, you do what your boss tells you. If he tells you to dig a hole to shit in, you dig a hole to shit in. But I modified it, and I says, you make it a better hole than the next guy's going to make that he wants to shit in. So, there you go. Those are some of the jobs I've had, and that I can come up with. I can't remember anymore. I don't think I have it anymore. But they were pretty fun jobs. Some of them were very hard, but I enjoyed them, like the burner one. And I wanted to run the machinery, the heavy equipment and stuff like that. The owners wanted me to, but my boss didn't let me. So, anyways, that being said, that was my job. Those were my jobs, and this currently now is my job, labeling and stuff like that at this company. So there you go. Let me know any odd jobs that you had that you didn't like, or you liked, or you're still working at and you don't like. I don't know, in the comment section below. So there you go. Thanks for watching.